Satchmo says, have you ever become disillusioned about any of your childhood heroes after discovering an unpleasant fact about their politics or character? For example, I find it hard to separate Dennis Compton as a cricketer from his support for South Africa. Yeah, I mean, look, it's fair, Satchmo. I think, uh, I mean, you talk about their character, but it's also meeting them, right? There are players that I grew up idolizing that I spent a lot of time with, and that I don't particularly like. And there are other players I didn't like as players, like Steve Harmison. I never really liked Harmy as a player. But as a colleague and as a friend, he's, absolutely top person. And, feel bad for all the bad things I've written about him, as I've apologized to him many times over the years. So, yeah, look, it does happen. There's certainly I think we had the question last week about politics, didn't we? And someone was saying, why aren't the players coming out on this side of the issue? And I was like, well, you're assuming they're going to come out on the progressive left-wing side of the issue. That's not been my experience. I've certainly been in a lot of situations with current and former players talking about politics where I'm like, this is we're about an inch away from QAnon or flat Earth theory here. So yeah, look, it is what it is. I think that I've had some very bad run-ins with players over the years, former players, and you still have to write about them or their career, and current players. I think that you still have to be dispassionate. I don't think you can be 100%, but you do have to, especially in my job, try and look at the facts when you're doing analysis. But it does make you look differently at people. I don't think that's even slightly debatable. I probably always thought Michael Holding was a great cricketer, but having spent a little bit of time with him and then having to see what he's tried to do over the last couple of years, it's very hard not to admire the person he's certainly become over the last few years of his life, but probably was for a good portion of that as well. So it goes both ways, I suppose.